All right, for segment one today, we are slowly winding down and coming to the end of Mutant Chronicles 3rd edition. We've got 4 segments left, 2 this week and 2 next week. And then Heathen Dog abandons me, and I'm going to be rocking in the fetal position, crying, trying to figure out what I'm going to do.
Oh,
I have plans.
By himself.
Probably not. I might have a guest.
Oh! Don't
It's
say
probably
because you're going to be relegated to...
No. It's probably a guest that you're going to be mad that I have on the show. That's why I'm saying it publicly. So if anything happens to me, you know who did it.
All right.
I don't have it solidified yet, but probably have a guest in 2 weeks. But we'll see. You'll follow our Discord and you'll know. So anyway, we're going to start off by we talked about dark symmetry, evil, dark, rotty magic last week, right? Well, today we're going to talk about the art of the light. Aww. And it's kind of weird how they talk about it in the book. And in fact, I had to page through it a few times to see if I was missing something. And no, the book is missing something, not me, unless you people in chat are ready to correct me, which I know you are because you guys like to do it so much. So, but before you correct me, how about this? We believe that role-playing games should take place in fantastic worlds, and the focus of the game should be on role-playing and having a good time. Our core values are escapism, not representation, entertainment over activism, and organic inclusion, not forced diversity. I got to change the Friday Night Chill Stream. I still have all the old stuff for this charity. Nobody can donate to the Friday Night Chill Stream. You have to do all your donations here. But the charity we support is the Wounded Warrior Project, a national nonpartisan organization whose mission is to honor and empower wounded warriors. You can scan that little QR code or use the link that is on the screen there or in the description below if you just like to click. And there we go. Our schedule. Thursdays and Saturday evenings on twitch.tv/legionofmyth. Watch Heathen Dog and his team of Dirty Casuals play multiplayer games currently. Mech Warrior 5, and it's a little bit I get to watch is almost comical. They get the biggest mechs in the game, and they take 5 steps and blow up. It's great.
No, that's me. That's usually just me.
Okay, well, I mean, but you're the one streaming, so, you know.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to blow up vicariously through me, just go ahead and watch. You'll get it.
There you go. And, of course, here on the YouTube channel, you can watch these game-related segments on Sundays at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time, or the Friday Night Chill Stream, where people apparently didn't like that I toned it down last week. See, I keep getting mixed messages. Stop ranting. Rant! What do you want? I'm confused. But we had a little mini rant in there, but then people were tapping their feet, crossing their arms, going tap, 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 tap. When are you going to say more poo-poo words? It's like, I wasn't planning on it. I quit. And of course, this is a discussion, not a tutorial. So subscribe for more discussions and less tutorials. All right, let's present this. Now you've got chat because I've got to read the book.
Okay.
All right. Oh, we can make that just a touch bigger. There we go. Now it's bigger. Is that the right one? Yeah. All right. So what we're going to look at today is we're going to talk about magic. And I think I can click here if I remember correctly. So that's dark symmetry, corruption. Well, actually, let's talk about what we have left. We have the art of the light.
Yep.
Then we're going to just zip through all of this later on today, up through armor. Assets, we probably spend a little bit of time on just because it is a character trait. You know, it's on the character sheet in terms of that's how money works. And since it's not just a dollar for dollar kind of thing, we'll talk about that a little bit. But that'll be in the next video. And then we're going to talk about next week, if I can talk, Dark Souls and Apostles and the Dark Legion. And then we're going to be done. The rest of this, you don't need the rest of this to get in the game. If we haven't got you into the game by now, you're not going to get into it. There we go. And there are specific books on the factions. The little bit they tell you here, we've already told you enough. So there you go. That's next week. So let's get to the light. Where's the light? Art of the light. Oop.
Let's go to the, I hope you don't hurt me magic.
That might be what it is. Okay. So we talked about heretics last week, right?
Yep.
Well, when we were doing the character creation, there were some options in there to be educated by the Brotherhood. Let me be very clear about something. I don't think like that. I don't think you have to be part of the Brotherhood to do magic, but you have to gain your magical power, so to speak, your magical education during the character creation life path, or you don't get it.
Ever. Really? You can't learn it through roleplay?
Apparently either no, or it's really difficult and the GM has to make a call on it.
Huh, okay.
I say that because once again, I did this time, unlike last week, I did actually go through the chapter a little bit. I just didn't read it word for word. So, all right. Any study of the art begins with innate talent. So that kind of, that's the life path right there. You kind of have to have that focus. And through this talent seems to grow more. Wow. And though this talent seems to grow more widespread with each passing generation, none can tap into the energies of the light without this talent. Got it. So player characters do not possess any natural capability to wield the art. Let me zoom in a little bit. This must be unlocked during character creation.
Wow.
By making certain choices or rolling certain events. Now,
This
if you
better be really strong magic, or else this is just dumb.
Well, I think it's a couple things. One, I think of it as the Jedi syndrome. You don't want every player in the group to be a Jedi. And two, if you're going to go that route, you can spend character points to say, okay, I'm taking the Brotherhood, education level.
Okay.
So it's not like it's impossible or, I didn't roll high, I didn't get my 17 charisma, I can't be a paladin. No, you just have to make some choices. So I don't really have too much of a problem with it, as long as that's the mentality that, hey, we don't want the game to be walking around, everybody's a sorcerer. But otherwise, characters unable to tap into the light and barring some unusual circumstances will not be able to obtain that ability. So that kind of answers your question right there.
Yeah, there is some kind of role play nonsense that can happen, but it's going to be few and far between.
Yeah. Characters desiring to wield the art must also invest in expertise in the mysticism skill. Now, it's weird to me. Maybe I'm thinking about this game incorrectly. When I think of a skill, say, we're talking about it now, so let's talk about mysticism, right?
Sure.
My brain automatically separates expertise and focus because I know that expertise makes the roll easier and focus makes criticals more often.
Sure.
I just get that. But when I was skimming through this chapter, my eye, for some reason, just kept stopping when things like this, mysticism focus is a useful tool as well. Right. I want more crits. like why is that necessary to say? Like, it just, I don't know, it seems weird to me, like somebody doesn't understand that focus is important, that the skill is separated between expertise and focus. But I don't know, maybe I read too much into that. Beyond that, the mystic talent and mysticism expertise 1 will only grant a limited and basic set of abilities. The more complex and powerful spells that Brotherhood mystics are known for require further training and effort to obtain.
Okay.
All right. Now, okay, I missed this sentence when I read earlier. This just answered my biggest problem with this chapter.
Okay.
These spells are divided into 7 aspects, and they call those aspects a color of light. So think Roy G. Biv.
Sure.
And I was just breaking my brain when I was skimming through this. I'm like, I only see 4. Where are the other colors? But here we go. This answers that. These spells are divided in 7 aspects, 4 of which are presented here, each covering a set of spells related by theme or function.
Okay.
Each aspect. So it's kind of like mage magic in a way. That's, don't compare it to that, but I'm just saying where you have your time, your correspondence.
To get a certain class of spell, you have to first have that color spectrum.
Right. And if you want to look at it like what we talked about last week, the dark symmetry, well, it depended which oh my God, demon lord. Yeah. Demon lord or whatever, I forget the name, apostle you followed, right? So here it's which color of the spectrum of light that you attune to. Somebody's like, that's not the right terms. I don't care.
Yeah, shut up.
Yeah. Each aspect has its own talent tree, providing access to increasingly advanced and complex spells and related abilities. I did not look at those, and I intentionally did not look at those because I wanted to be surprised when we did things today. Because I want to go, wow, these spells are pretty cool, or these spells are dumb.
I'm gonna be Vader.
Yeah, right.
Have more fun being Vader.
So talents of the light. Remember, talents come from skills. Once you have the skill, depending on what goes on in your life, or if you spend some character points, you can increase the talents in there. I'll remember it always started with 1, and then it broke into 3 trees after that, right?
Sure.
Let's see what we've got here. Characters who have studied amongst the Brotherhood in the ways of the light will have access to the following talents. The first mystic is available to any character who went through an apprenticeship in the Brotherhood and cannot otherwise be obtained except by the GM's express permission.
Sure.
Maybe you got too much dread and you just decided that you're going to become a holy angel or something. I don't know. It's dumb, but I can't think of why all of a sudden you'd be like, oh, I'm a mystic. It's that whole God touch thing.
Well, no, it's more like you're a survivor of a horrible event, and it was a 1 in a billion chance you survived. You were the only survivor, and you have to make sense of that. And a lot of people turn to the church.
In this case, the Brotherhood.
In this case, the Brotherhood. Personally, I would become a heretic because that sounds fun so far. All right, sorry, go on.
The others can be purchased as normal. These talents and the art talent trees later are all regarded as mysticism talents. All right. So mystic, prerequisite, you must have Brotherhood apprenticeship education.
Sure.
The character has, through much study and great effort, learned to harness the supernatural potential within himself such that he can conjure potent effects from the light. So you can cast spells. That this is a nice artful way of saying you can. During character creation, the character may always select mysticism as an elective skill for any career chosen. The character learns 3 basic spells, which he may attempt to cast using the mysticism skill. All right, so what's next? With spiritual fortitude, you must have mystic and willpower expertise of 1.
Okay.
The character has fortified his body and mind against the terrors of the dark symmetry. He may re-roll 1d20 when making a willpower test to resist mental assault, but must accept the new result. And if you remember when we went through talents, almost every first talent is you get to re-roll.
Yeah.
Devoted inquiry. Now you need mystic and insight expertise. The character has gift for discerning the influences of dark symmetry and reduces the difficulty of insight tests to detect the effects of dark symmetry by 1 to a minimum of 1. So remember, difficulty, the number of successes you need.
She's a witch. Burn her. How do you know? I can feel it. Oh, okay. Burn her.
Is there anything else in here I wanted to talk about? Oh, okay. A mystic may voluntarily. Yeah, this is good. A mystic may voluntarily suffer mental damage in order to purchase additional d20s before rolling a mysticism test to cast a spell. So,
very flagellistic.
Right. So each additional die added in this way inflicts a single mental wound, and a mystic may not gain more dice in this way than his total ranks of mysticism focus. Now, here's the fun part. The darkness is ever eager to capitalize on the weakness and missteps of those who wield the light. However, and thus should a mystic character choose to buy additional d20s, by adding points to dark symmetry pool, each d20 adds 2 points instead of the usual 1.
Oh, that's why they want to hurt themselves, because if they do it the normal way, when they buy points and add to dark symmetry, it doubles the dark symmetry. That is bad.
As normal, a player cannot purchase more than 3 bonus d20s by paying dark symmetry points. Oh yeah, we'll get. So casting spells. Oh crap! I was going to avoid this, but I think I actually have to read it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. Just trying to find things to skip and can't. Using a spell requires a mysticism test with a base difficulty determined by the spell being attempted. So again, we only right now know what the dark symmetry ones were for what we talked about last week, but it's the same thing. It's got a difficulty, and you have to make a mysticism.
Make a success or 2.
Now, what was it last week? It wasn't mysticism. What was the roll last week? I forget.
What do you mean?
For the dark symmetry. Was it willpower? I forget what.
Oh.
Yeah, whatever. Hey, you know what? We can watch last week's video and find out. There we go. This can be modified further by environmental conditions or other circumstances, as the concentration necessary to wield the light is a fragile thing.
Mm-hmm.
This functions in the same way as an ordinary skill test in most regards, with a few differences to reflect the unique difficulties and challenges of casting spells. Firstly, by the way, good. I call out writing a lot for bad writing. Thank you, because a lot of times people just write first. This is what you're supposed to put firstly. So good job, book. All right, firstly, the repercussion range of a mysticism test to cast a spell is increased by an amount equal to the spell's base difficulty. So you're casting a difficulty 2 spell, and your repercussion right now is only 20. You're doing fine. You just that natural 20, right? Well, now it's an 18, 19, or 20.
Just wow. That's a really big hit right out of the gate.
Yep. This penalty stacks with any other increases to critical failure range, such as from untrained skill use or maintaining concentration spells. So if the character would have a larger repercussion range due to dread, that range is used instead. Which, when I first read that, I was like, wait, what? Because
the worst one.
Well, it's better to use the worst one than combine them together.
That's true.
Because that's what I thought it was going to be. When I first read that, I was like, are you kidding me? Why would you ever cast a spell ever? Because you're going to have like a repercussion range of like 12 and higher. But no, it's one or the other. Okay, it's down here. Finally, rolling repercussions when casting a spell causes a mishap. So, repercussion. Well, guess what your repercussion is? Inflicting 1 mental wound per repercussion rolled. And we'll look at a chart in just a moment here. And additional problematic effects. These things just keep stacking on. Described in the table below. Yeah. These effects are determined by the...
better be like cannons, because so far the bad is real bad.
You know, this since you covered mage the other week, this reminds me of being a marauder. I would rather be a marauder because I don't have to suffer paradox.
Yeah. Well, as much, at least.
So, I can kind of just do what I want. Oh, I'm the bad guy? Oh, no. As attempts to cast spells while suffering from dread, concentrating on multiple spells, or lacking training and mysticism skill increase the repercussion range. Individuals in these circumstances are those most at risk from serious mishaps. Well, at least
it sounds like anyone. Anyone's at risk for serious mishaps.
Well, it's going to target you, and it's not going to hopefully blow up your friends.
Well, no, but you're gonna pop an aneurysm in your brain.
Yeah, well. So here's repercussion table. If you get 2 repercussions, you're dizzy and disoriented, and you're dazed until the end of the next turn.
Now, getting more than 1 repercussion, if you're, if 18 to 20 is unlikely. I mean, sure, you're rolling 2d20, but if you're rolling just 2d20, it's unlikely you'll get more than 1. It's unlikely.
It's when you try to start stacking the deck in your favor.
When you're buying a whole bunch of d20s, you're rolling 5, then it gets a little more likely. Yeah.
Next, you have 3 or more. Nauseated. The mystic sees the world spin around him, leaving him feeling decidedly unwell. The character is staggered till the end of his next turn. So you went from dazed to staggered. And the last one, 4+, the potency of the mystic spells unleashed upon his mind, leaving him reeling and confused. The character is perplexed. Okay, I was talking about this on the Friday chill stream, and some people agreed, some people didn't.
What is perplexed?
I don't like all of this. Dazed, staggered, perplexed. It's just very Pathfindery to me. Oh, you're burning 2. Oh, you're perplexed 1. Oh, you're dying 6. How many ways to die are there? Like, I'm sure there are good rules for it in the game, and I guess we kind of skip the conditions section. But it's one of those things. Can't we just say dazed for extra rounds and laying on your ass? Like, why does it have to be a game term? I don't know. It's just a thing for me. Too many game terms. Sounds computer gamey when you start having a term for everything like that. Now, the Brotherhood has said, you know what? Magic is kind of a problem, right? We got all these repercussions.
Sure.
We use it. People are brain foogling themselves. They're getting perplexed and all this stuff. Maybe there's something we can do to tone it down a little bit. And since this is a diesel punk game, where technology and magic unite, maybe we can use some technology to help with magic.
Sounds good to me. They're going to need something.
So mystics are commonly equipped with a power controller, a bulky back-mounted device, encumbrance 4.
Jesus.
Which when we talk about
equipment.
We already did talk about encumbrance, didn't we?
Not that
we did. But we'll probably go through it again when we talk equipment in the next video. That helps stabilize and regulate the powers. All Brotherhood mystics are granted a power controller upon the completion of their apprenticeship. although some are required by their duties to forego the protective benefits of the device if its bulk or distinctive profile would draw unwanted attention.
Sure.
A power controller allows the mystic to ignore the increased repercussion range from difficulty when casting a spell.
Okay.
So I mean, well, that's helpful.
That's nice, but you know, if you're wearing a Ghostbusters proton pack on your back, it's a little, you know, oh yeah, there's a caster, kill him first. You know, like I don't like that. That's bad.
This does not allow him to ignore other similar penalties, such as increased repercussion range from untrained skill use, maintaining a concentration spell, or from dread. So this is just about the spell difficulty.
Yeah.
And
he looks like Vader anyway, so might as well be a heretic. You got the same look. I mean, come on.
all right, let's look at some spells. Study the art is a challenging and time-consuming one, and those most able to master its disciplines and aspects are those who have few other responsibilities. So just stay there and do your homework. We don't want you doing anything else because you're going to unleash demons upon us. So, you know, study.
So wait, it's the Discworld art of magic where you learn enough about magic to know it's too dangerous to use magic. And so you don't. That's great. Okay. That's awesome. Continue.
Members of the Directorate of Mystics are permitted and encouraged to delve deeply into the art, learning all they can to expand both their own and the Brotherhood's understanding. But they are far from the only practitioners of these blessed powers. Inquisitors and other servants of the light bear the powers of the art. Does Inquisitors really sound like something of the light?
No, it sounds bad. Inquisitors generally are bad.
You know, it's like, oh, they're just inquisiting. They're just asking questions.
They're
No,
just
they're
curious.
not. Everybody knows that an Inquisitor is there to kill you.
Yeah. Or kill somebody.
Yeah.
He's going to kill somebody. If it's not you, it's going to be somebody else.
After torturing the person and making him give up fake secrets.
Yep.
It could all end now. Just admit your guilt. I don't want
now. Have you ever been a member of the Heretic Party?
Yes, I was. Inquisitors and other servants of light bear the powers of the art, but must temper their exploration of this power with the need to focus on other matters. All right. So let's look at the spell format.
Okay.
By the way, there are 3 basic spells, and then there are the spells that fall under the different colors of light, right? So the spell format. We're going to have the difficulty of the spell. We know what that is. The target, it's self-touch, living, dead, whatever. Intelligent living creatures. You know, it's just what's the target of the spell is. Duration. Rounds of minutes. Concentration. We're going to look at that one. Many spells are listed with a duration of concentration, requiring that the mystic spends some small effort to maintain the effects of the spell. It requires a free action each turn to maintain a concentration spell, and a mystic may only maintain one at a time.
Okay.
While a concentration spell is being maintained, all other tests of mystic attempts have their repercussion range increased by a number equal to the spell's base difficulty.
That is very similar to Shadowrun maintaining spells.
Oh God, yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah. For every spell you maintain, you're -2 or +2 to all your target numbers.
See, that's what I was expecting. I was expecting there to be a difficulty increase. Nope, it's just repercussion. So that's nice, I guess.
Well, not really, because it's tricking you into like, oh, I can just get more dice, and then you repercuss 3 times, and you blow your brain out.
When a mystic maintaining a concentration spell suffers damage, physical or mental, you may attempt an average, so difficulty 1 willpower test. Again, you got 2d20, you got a good chance for that, right? As a response action, failing this test or choosing not to attempt it means the concentration spell's effects end immediately.
Sure.
Base effect tells you what the spell is going to do. Oh, these are momentum spends. Yeah, we should probably look at this.
Well, we don't know enough about the magic yet to care about momentum spending.
Yeah, but we know that you're making a mystic test, right? So you know you're rolling 2d20, and you could get extra successes. So what can you do with those extra successes? You can increase the range of the spell.
Sure. Increase damage.
Increase damage spell. You can increase the number of targets.
That sounds good.
Yeah. Affect a single additional target so long as it otherwise fulfills the other criteria. You can conceal the spell. This is a tough one for me. because I actually like this use. You know what? You got an extra success. You can whisper it. I really get irked when I'm playing games like D&D or whatever. It's like, I want to cast a spell on that guy next to me, but I want him to know it's coming from me. Dude, when you're casting spells, you are calling on like the name of God sort of stuff. You are beseeching the heavens, like, you're not, what do they do in Excalibur? Uth vas betha dachiel dienvi. You can't just whisper that. You can't just Anal Nathrak with vas betha. No, you got to invoke the power. You got to have power to invoke the power. So I really get irked when people are like, well, it's just a first level spell. You can cast by twinkling your fingers and you can cast magic missile. They'll never know where it came from. Fuck off. But I do like that in this case, you can spend momentum to do that. I'm okay with that. And then finally, you can increase the duration.
Okay, sounds good.
And that's a common momentum spends. We already talked. Necessary momentum is under certain circumstances, a spell's basic effect may not be sufficient to affect a target. The spell may not have sufficient range or may not affect all the desired targets, but its momentum use may permit this to be overcome. In such cases, there's little distinction between failing to cast a spell and failing to get sufficient momentum. If a spell is successfully cast but does not have sufficient range to reach target, it cannot take effect.
I don't know why they had to actually write that down, but okay.
Well, here's how I read it. And when I first saw that, again, I skimmed through this. I didn't read it word for word. I was like, can't you just say that the difficulty is one higher? Because effectively, momentum is what? Just another success.
Sure.
Just call it. In order to cast a spell to make it work, you have elevated the spell from a D1 to a D2. Am I mistaken on something?
Easier.
Yeah. So anyway, that's the way I read it, but that's effectively what it is. So let's look at some spells. Let's look at the first three, and then we'll quickly go through the four colors of light, I guess you call them.
Spectrum.
Yeah, the spectrum.
So these first three are generic. Everyone can use them no matter what spectrum they use.
Yeah, all characters with the mystic talent have access to these spells.
All right.
So blessing. It's a D1 roll. It lasts for an hour. And the mystic imbues a person or object with tiny fraction of the light, enough to fortify and empower them against agents and influences of Dark Legion. This spell takes 5 minutes to cast. Wow. 5 minutes?
It lasts an hour, so okay, fine.
And provides a blessing that can be used once in the next hour.
Okay, it provides a one-shot blessing. Okay.
Yeah. If the hour passes without the bonus being used, it is lost. The blessing allows the character to gain an additional D20 on a test or take a response action without the normal cost of Dark Symmetry point. Further, the target's corruption soak is increased by 1 for the next 24 hours.
Oh, okay. All right.
A character may not have his corruption soak increased by more than one instance of the spell. It actually is sounding very similar to a bless spell from D&D, isn't it?
Yeah, it does very much.
Nope, I guess that's just a dude on that side. So go up here. From any source, anytime. All right. Momentum when casting a spell. Momentum gained may be used for the following additional effects. Grant an additional instance of the blessing that may be used within the hour. So now you got 2 uses. So extra successes give you extra uses of it. Okay.
So if you load up your mysticism with a bunch of focus, you could get 2 to 4 blessings for that person for an hour. Now
we go from blessing to contempt.
Yep, sounds about right.
Average D1. All allies within you can have contempt for all your allies now. And it lasts for 1 minute. The mystic's fervent sermon, fueled by the light, drives his allies to fight all the harder against the enemies of mankind. While the spell remains in effect, the target allies may re-roll a single D20 on each attack roll made against a creature devoted to the Dark Symmetry. For 1 minute, you get to roll.
That sounds great. It really does sound great because a lot of stuff can happen in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone gets to re-roll a D20 on every attack roll during that minute. That sounds great. Here's the rub. You got this giant crackly energy backpack on you. Someone snipes you in the head and you're dead. You are the first person that's going to be shot. You're not leading anyone. You're leading from the rear like a cowardly general because you're going
like every wizard.
If I'm running this game, I'm shooting you first every single time you have that backpack on. Don't be stupid. Don't be stupid.
Well, what if you can't see the backpack?
Well, yeah, if you okay, anyone with a backpack or looks like they're the hunchback of Notre or whatever, then I'm gonna shoot that guy first.
Okay. When casting the spell, momentum gain may be used for the following. For 1 momentum, all allies affected may reroll a single dodge or parry test. The second result stands. Okay. And then sucker with a U.
Secure.
Yeah, sucker. It's
Secure.
all allies again. Duration is instant. The mystic empowers his presence, calming and steadying the nerves of his allies in the face of the Dark Legion's horrors. Each ally recovers 1 dread.
Okay.
I don't know, man.
To do these last 2 things, you have to like be the center of attention for a minute, and that just gets you murdered.
No, my thing. Well, this could just be like a hand on the shoulder, like, "Hey, man, you're doing great. It's okay. You know, we're gonna win. Get back in there, soldier." But I don't know. When I see dread, it only recovers 1.
Yeah, but from everybody, that's something.
You can pack up a lot of dread.
You can, but that means you start using this early. Every turn you can use this and take away 1 every turn. So there's that.
I'd like it to work on a level of dread, but whatever.
Well, look at that momentum.
Yeah.
Each ally recovers 1 additional dread for each momentum spent. That's 1 for everybody. So now it's 2 for everybody or 3 for everybody. That's usable. That's doable. I like that.
And then, or each ally additionally recovers 1 mental wound for
Again,
every 2 momentum
too.
spent. And for
That's
2
good.
momentum also, all allies affected can reduce the difficulty of willpower tests against traumatic events by 1.
Stop that PTSD, baby. All right.
All right, now we're going to get into the spectrum.
Okay.
First is the aspect of kinetics, which is, there we go, the red portion of the spectrum.
Okay.
All right, let's find a spell that might be fun. Kinetic sounds like it's going to hurt people. Oh, well, there we go. There's talents. What's the first talent? Rubrum? Rubrum.
Murder. Murber.
Well, that's Merber.
Murber.
Minoris. So Merber media. That's his name.
No, scroll up. It's on the page. There it is.
Oh yeah, there it is. Okay, you're right.
Yeah.
So this character has elected to study the aspect of kinetics and has a solid grasp of fundamental elements of the discipline. The character gains the impel spell, so we'll have to look at impel.
Yep. Everyone gets that if they get even one little thing in here.
Okay, well, what's Rubrum Dominus?
Dominus.
So you have to have all those other ones. The character has mastered the aspect of kinetics, learning to fold space and bend the very fabric of reality. The character gains the distortion and teleportation spells. Now that sounds kind of cool.
It does. It does. It all sounds defensive, and it all sounds like black fire lightning is gonna just kill you dead. But hey, whatever.
So we have barrier, distortion, impel. We'll look at impel in a second. Nope, we'll look at impel right now.
Yep, because that's the first one everyone gets.
D1, target self, concentration. There we go.
Maintain it. Okay.
The spell twists the world and allows the mystic to move objects with nothing more than the force. Oh, it's telekinesis.
Yeah.
Why don't you just call it telekinesis? While the spell remains in effect, he may exert force upon objects within close range, as if you're handling them personally with both hands, using his mental strength in place of strength for any test required. This force cannot perform fine manipulation of objects. Oh, so I can't do the Rubik's Cube?
See, now that's a contradiction.
I know, I agree.
Close range, as if he were handling them personally with both hands. Guess what I can do to finally manipulate things? Use my freaking hands. That's crap. This is garbage.
So you can't manipulate buttons or switches? Lame.
That's whatever. Move on. Light sucks.
So you can pick up items. That's really all it's saying.
Yeah, that's basically it.
For 2 momentum, you can perform fine manipulations.
Oh yeah, because 2 momentum, I don't have to give dark symmetry for that. No, I get 2 momentum all the time. It's great. Crap.
It went my whole levitate the Rubik's Cube.
Nope.
All right, what's next? What were a couple of those big ones at the end? Oh, teleportation.
Distortion.
You want to look at distortion?
Yeah.
I don't see that. Oh, there's teleportation. Okay. But that means distortion is probably Is it over here? Okay, there's distortion.
Yeah.
Ooh, difficulty 2.
Yeah, well, it's Dominus. Yeah.
The spell warps and bends physical space within and around a foe.
Okay.
Tearing them asunder in a burst of light and power. Oh, you black hole them.
That looks like it.
Few creatures can withstand the fury of the spell, and those defeated by it are not merely slain, but annihilated, leaving no sign of their existence.
Wow.
Okay, so it's not power word kill, it's disintegrate.
Yeah. Yeah, it's you open up a singularity inside their body and then they get spaghettified and are gone.
The spell hits automatically. The skill test to cast a spell is also the attack roll.
Oh my
but
God,
enemies
black hole.
may attempt a response action as if the strike were a normal melee attack. Okay, yeah, you're going to want to respond to that.
Yeah.
The spell hits as a ranged weapon, dealing 2 + 6 dark symmetry damage, which ignores all soak.
Yeah, it's inside your body. You're not going to soak that.
A creature slain by the spell vanishes in a flash of light, leaving no trace but a few motes of ash.
All right, that's pretty good.
That's when you put your foot in there and just kind of step on it just to make sure. Momentum. So what can you do for momentum with this one? For 1 momentum, the attack gains the incendiary 2 quality.
Why do you care?
Well, this might not kill him. Remember, you only get that cool effect if it kills him.
Yeah.
This might not kill him. If it doesn't kill him, you're lit on fire. You are now the guiding light. Thank you for being the torchbearer for the Brotherhood. Right. For 1 momentum, the spell no longer requires that the target be touched.
That's useful.
Yeah. And additionally, each momentum spent to increase the spell's damage adds +2 rather than +1.
That's fair. Okay.
Not so bad, huh?
But yeah, it's not so bad, but
you have to wait till the end.
Yeah, but if you don't have that backpack on, this is a difficulty 2 deal. Which means it's automatically 18, 19, 20 for a screw you.
Repercussion, yeah.
Yeah. So you better have a lot of expertise and focus.
I get a headache. He gets turned to ash. I still think it's a win. All right, let's go to the next one. Well, there's singularity. What does that do? Athletics. Those who fail this test are caught within the singularity, knocked prone. That's it.
Hang on.
The athletics has free action to remove the area effect. Those remain in the singularity to suffer damage. I don't know, man.
It's a damage over time for an area. It looks like an area. It says foes to their knees under the immense, but it says target 1 creature within close range. But in the description, it says produces an intense, violent gravitational pulse that drags foes, plural, to their knees under the immense weight of their own bodies and armor. The target and enemies within reach of him may attempt a challenging D2 athletics or acrobatics test to evade the spell at the moment it is cast. Those who fail this test are caught in a singularity and they take 1 + 3 dark symmetry damage. But if it is continued to be concentrated upon, they get to roll a challenging D2 athletics test as a free action to try and get away. If they don't, it's continuing damage.
Yeah.
So if you got a lot of jabronis, you would use this. If you have one really nemesis bad guy, you'd use the spaghettification one.
All right, let's go to mind magic.
Okay, this better be better because so far I'm not impressed.
Where's the color? We got violet. Mind magic is violet. So we went from one end of the spectrum to the other end of the spectrum because why go in order?
Nope, that's dumb.
All right, so the character has elected the study of the aspect of mentalism and has a solid grasp of the fundamental elements of this discipline. The character gains the inner gaze spell. Okay, that's hey.
Inner gaze.
Male gaze. We should just call it the male gaze spell.
There you go.
And then what's the last one? Violacium Dominus. There it is right there.
Yep.
Character has mastered the aspect of obtaining the most potent and complex techniques and transcending the limits of humanity.
All right.
That sounds cool.
This is good. This is on the track. Okay.
The character gains the avatar and void spells. Those seem very opposite.
Awesome. And avatar being an aspect of the Lord, that could be good. That could be good. But let's look at inner gaze first.
Okay, well, inner gaze right here. The mystic meditates upon himself, seeing his form and nature truly and clearly. I don't want to see that. Guided and empowered by the light, this contemplation is restful and calming. Okay, so it's a Kelnor Ream for Teal'c and Stargate.
Yeah, because it's only targeting subs, so you're not helping anyone else.
The mystic spends an hour in undisturbed meditation. After this, he's considered to have rested for a full day for all purposes, including natural healing of injuries. And it is Kelnor Ream.
That is helpful.
Yeah,
I can dig that.
The spell does not grant any bonuses to tests made to recover from injuries or mental wounds, but merely allows those tests to be made sooner. Once the spell has been successfully cast, it cannot be cast again until the caster is naturally rested. You cannot do this 2 days in a row.
Well, no, you can, as long as you've naturally rested in between those 24 hours.
Yeah, fair, yeah.
Now, what happens when you get momentum?
Increase the amount of rest the spell provides by 1 full day's worth. So you could get 2 days.
Do 2 tests.
Give me my mouse.
What's next?
That's it.
That's it?
Says Paragon, Perfection. What is it? We want Avatar and Void, right?
Yeah.
Regeneration. Well, Regeneration might be neat.
Avatar is A, so it shouldn't be in front.
There you go.
There it is.
So, Avatar, difficulty 2, concentration. So you have to concentrate to be an Avatar. This spell.
Before we go, so far I'm seeing a pattern. The most powerful spells are difficulty 2, not 3. I'm happy about that, because there's so much you can screw up with the repercussions with this magic that having difficulty 3 stuff I would just never do. It's too risky.
This spell elevates the mystic's capabilities far beyond those of mortal men, though few can sustain such might for long. Okay, so I get it. It can't be the aspect of a god for a long time.
Okay, Super Saiyan, got it.
Super Saiyan, there you go. Each turn this spell is maintained, the mystic gains a chronicle point. Oh, that's kind of cool. Which must be spent during that turn or it will be lost.
Free chronicle point every turn. Okay, got it.
Or free momentum without the dark symmetry negative.
Yeah.
In addition to the normal cost of maintaining a concentration spell, the mystic will suffer 2 damage to a random location.
That is not. Nope.
Ignoring all armor. At the end of each turn, the spell remains in effect.
That is not great. That's
like this spell should have been called self-immolation.
Basically, yes. Okay, what do we get for momentum?
Count 1d20 rolled during a test where the spell is maintained as having rolled a 1. Oh.
Okay.
For each momentum spent. Okay. This must be set prior to rolling any dice. Lame.
Well,
for a spell this, I only say lame because it's a spell this powerful.
Yeah, I mean, if you're taking 2 damage to 2 different random locations at the end of every turn, there should be very little limitations on what you can do with this.
Right, and you have 5% chance of rolling a D20 and a D20, so chances are you're not going to use your momentum for this if you don't know that 20 is popping up.
Mm-hmm.
So, and by spending 1 momentum, reduce the damage suffered each turn to 1. Oh, well, thanks.
All right. Okay.
And the other one was Void.
Yeah, Void. That's got to be great. If it's not, then I don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
All right, here we go. This spell allows. Okay, so it's challenging D2 again, and it lasts for 5 minutes now.
Okay.
This spell allows the mystic to slip from the bonds of material existence, passing as a ghost through the world. Okay.
It's not what I thought it was. All right.
Yeah, it's not what I thought it was either, but that could be cool, right? While this spell remains in effect, the mystic may take no physical action against other creatures, and in turn cannot be affected by the actions or abilities of other creatures. Makes sense. Cannot be harmed by physical attacks. He can pass freely through solid objects, and he may re-roll any d20s on a stealth test that do not generate at least 1 success. Second result stands. Okay. The spell's effects may be ended immediately at any time in order to take action against another creature. Okay. So you could just say, I'm floating behind Heathen Dog, and now I want to attack him.
Yeah. I mean, it's basically phasing. You can phase out, and you become partially invisible, which is why you get to reroll in the stealth test. But no one can affect you, and you can't affect anyone until you come back into existence. This is very Naruto, Obito type. You don't know that, but there's a character in Naruto Shippuden that Obito, where he can phase his body, and if you try to attack him, you'll push right through. But the moment nothing is phasing through him, he comes back in instantly and can immediately counterattack.
I want everybody to subscribe for all the toes, the Naruto's, the Obi-Wan toes, whatever the fuck he was saying. Subscribe for all the toes.
Got it.
Kitty toe.
Hammer toe. Stub a toe.
Don't go there. This is family friendly. I know what you're thinking out there. I know all of you are thinking out there. We're not going to say it. All right. Aspect of exorcism.
Camel toe. Damn it.
Why did you ruin my stream?
Sorry.
The aspect of exorcism is based primarily on healing. Oh, I excise the demons? Okay.
Exercising the damage. Come on.
What color is this? Tainted. A yellow portion.
Yellow. All right.
Healing yellow.
I heal you with the light of P. Okay.
Okay. Wow. So Aurum Minoris. Characters like to study. So the character gets ease suffering spell. Oh, that's nice. You're still suffering. I'll just ease it.
It just doesn't hurt as much. Good job.
What's the bottom one? Aurum Dominus.
There's a pattern now.
Yeah.
What's ease suffering?
The hell is Dominus? There it is. And so here we go. The character gains exercise dark influence and exercise. Wait, I don't want my mortality exercised. Unless you use it mortality.
Make the other person's mortality leave.
Okay. That's
wouldn't that make it immortal? I don't know.
It's ease suffering. What's ease suffering?
Exercise the demons.
Mystic directs his will into a patient's body and mind, stabilizing the patient's condition and providing much needed aid. The spell removes a single temporary status effect or negative condition caused by injury from the target. All right. This cannot recover any permanent effects of serious injury, such as loss of limbs. Oh. I mean, but what if I'm still suffering after my limb is lost?
Well, then that would have to be mental.
It only applies to temporary effects such as bleeding. Effects listed in critical wounds, status effects, or weapon quality sections can be affected by this power. Okay. The power heals no wounds.
It heals phantom limb syndrome.
There you go.
There it is.
For each momentum spent, remove another status effect currently afflicting one of the targets. All right.
Dude, if you got more than one status effect affecting you, I'm triaging that as you're not worth it.
Expect it. What was it? What were these two again? I already forgot. Something about mortality.
Yeah. Okay. Exercise, mortality,
and exercise dark influence.
Yeah, exercise dark influence. Exercise.
There's dark influence. The mystic expunges the corrupting influence of the dark symmetry. This can be quite a traumatic experience for the person to face, and it's highly stressful to the psyche. What, I have to face my demon or something?
Apparently, you got to squeeze it out of them.
If an object is targeted, any effects of corruption are immediately ended. Okay, well, that's good.
Yeah.
If a creature is targeted, one tainted mental wound box is unmarked, and the creature suffers one mental wound.
That's not okay.
So I got rid of the taint, but I suffered more psyche. Great.
Yep.
If this means that the
hang on, then any dark influences on the creature end immediately.
Well, that's if all of the boxes are crossed off.
No, you don't have any taint mental. Okay.
Yeah, no taint.
Momentum better help a lot.
Spent when targeting an object, increase the object's reliability soaked by 1 for the next 24 hours. All right. For each momentum spent, remember that was for object reliabilities for objects.
Yes.
And we'll probably talk about that in the next video. For each momentum spent when targeting a creature, unmarked additional taint.
You still take the damage.
And up here we have, for 1 momentum, the spell inflicts no mental wounds. There you go.
There it is. There's my huckleberry right there.
Yep.
But
all right, now exercise. What's the other one? Mortality.
You got to be cruel to be kind, apparently.
Exercise wound. Exercise mortality. The mystic draws deeply of the light and allows it to flood into the recently deceased, renewing life and vitality.
Oh, okay, white mage. What do you got for me?
The target, who must have died within the last 5 minutes. God, that's worse than Earthdawn, because Earthdawn gave you 24 hours at least. Yeah. Jeez. Is immediately restored to life with 1 critical wound box recovered. The target is dazed for 1 minute. I do like that. You don't just whack them all back up like, I'm alive! The target is dazed for 1 minute after returning to life due to the traumatic nature of death and resurrection. All right.
Makes sense.
For each momentum spent, increase the maximum time since target died by 5 minutes.
Okay.
Hopefully you have a lot of momentum.
You
Increase the number of wounds restored by 1 per momentum spent. Okay, that's cool as well. That's it. All right,
well,
the last.
Hey, you know what? Bring someone back from the dead. I like it.
Yeah, it's all right. Power.
It's a good deal.
Does it beat black goo though?
No. Does it beat Black Flame? No, not at all. Because I can kill a whole bunch of people in one turn, where you can only bring a guy back 1 per turn, and he's useless for a minute. I'm just gonna Black Lightning him again. Just shut up.
As Inquisitors are only capable of practicing a single aspect, the Inquisition, the Keepers there, devoted to great effort to creating an aspect that would serve the Second Directorate's needs. Therefore, they created the aspect based entirely upon the manipulation of the minds of others.
Okay, see, these Inquisitors are sounding like a worse deal all the time. They're sounding like bad for everybody else, just all
Well,
the time.
Inquisitors don't have to be part of this, but where's the color? Orange.
What? Oh, orange is normally the color of avarice.
Brain power now or something. So, Orantium Minoris and Orantium Dominus. So, what is Minoris? Missive spell. Oh, I can talk to you. Hey,
Okay.
Heathen Dog, are you there? Can you hear me?
Fuck off.
I'm in your head.
I'm
Shh,
sorry.
I'm in your head.
No, you're not. Get out.
And then Dominus. The character gains deeper gaze. Gross.
And domination. Well, that sounds like they're good guys, doesn't it?
Yeah, but these spell names haven't really matched what.
Yeah. This is not. They have bad PR. All right, really bad PR.
What was that first? I already forgot what the first one was. What was that first spell? Missive. Okay, so we'll look at. Oh my god, hypnosis. Hey, Malcolm, how you doing? My god, suggestion. They'd have more spells. There we go. There's missive.
They have lots more in this one. Yeah.
It seems like it, yeah. So it can only work on an intelligent creature visible to the mystics. You have to be able to see him.
Okay. Line of sight. Got it.
The mystic conveys a brief message directly to the mind of another creature he can see. Inquisitors commonly use this spell to pass confidential messages amongst themselves. What if you dive in the way and it goes through my brain? And the spell, unlike most, takes a free action.
Interception.
There you go. The message cannot be perceived by anyone other than the desired recipient.
Oh, okay.
And,
then you just block it.
anyone else reading his mind. So if somebody's reading your mind, but it's otherwise identical to speaking a few short sentences. Momentum.
Okay. This is neat, I guess, but
yeah. You can convey a single brief memory, sight, sounds, and spells. Okay. Momentum allow target to respond. Oh,
okay.
So you got a 2-way radio now.
All right. Cool.
All right. What were those other ones? I already forgot the names of the other ones. This is the last thing we're looking at for this, though. So
domination.
Domination. Okay. Yeah, that one sounded cool. The mystic digs deep in the target's mind, altering, erasing, and creating memories as desired.
Oh yeah. That's 100% good guy move right there. Yep.
Well, what if your choices are you're an evil person, you're always going to be an evil person, you have predilections of only being evil. It's just part of your DNA, man. You have the evil gene. But we can remove that for you. Yeah. But in order to do so, we have to alter your mind.
Yeah. You have to grape them mentally. That's great. Yeah. You're still a good guy, right? Yeah. Keep telling yourself that. Sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Keep telling yourself that.
Because we're going to make
this is getting into Warhammer 40K good guy territory where they're not really good guys.
This is helping me make my more perfect union.
Yeah.
If successful, the mystic can select a single memory it's only a single memory within the target's mind, which covers events lasting no longer than an hour. So you could change Bruce Wayne.
Yes, you can completely eliminate the pain and suffering from the memory of his parents dying in front of him and ruin Batman forever.
Yep. The target may resist this with a difficulty 3 willpower test. So if you really don't want to.
Well, Batman should have a really good willpower, so he should probably be able to resist this.
Altering a memory allows him to add or change an important person, object, or location within that memory. Oh, I could turn you into the heathen dogs who killed your family.
No. This is you're missing some really, really good role-playing deals for this. Think of this. All right. the memory of Batman as a kid, where his parents get killed in an alley by a guy with a gun. Shot his mom, shot his dad, stole their wallet and ran away. But you insert yourself into that memory as saving the boy. That's why he lived. Shot his mom, shot his dad. You insert yourself in the memory as kicking him from behind, taking the kid's hand and running to the police. You are now a hero to him. Forever. You saved this guy's life. He's going to be indebted to you. That's an excellent way to use this. If you really want to grape someone's brain, that's how you do it.
All right. Mystic may choose to only alter erase part of a target's memory with the spell. Casting it repeatedly to change longer memories. We've got you tied up for a while. We're gonna fix this.
We're gonna really dig in there with my rotor rooter.
Experiences lasting months can often take days of work on a drugged or hypnotized target to alter. So now we have to cloud your memory with drugs as well.
No. The reason you're drugged or hypnotized is because you don't want to have to take away the memories of what you're doing to his memories. So if he's drugged or hypnotized, he won't remember what you're doing to his memories. So you won't have to fix that as well.
Yeah, as Violence Solves Everything says, you can change a criminal who killed his parents for a cop to make Batman a supervillain. He hates all cops. He hates law and order.
or Superman did it. Oh.
And then you got a bad DC movie.
Yeah. But, if you're Lex Luthor, you sit back and relax and let Batman take care of the problem.
No, Darth Vader. Have you seen that video? Batman versus Darth Vader?
Yeah.
It's actually a pretty good video.
Yeah.
All right, momentum. The length of the memory altered may be increased by an hour. Oh, there we go. Okay. And for the period covered by an erased memory may be replaced with an entirely different memory. So you'd have to have momentum to do what you said, but this new memory can be drawn from another mind or created from scratch as desired. For example, a brutal interrogation can be replaced with a more pleasant experience.
Yeah,
I was there, and there were feathers and women and
No, it says the period covered by an erased memory can be replaced with an entirely different. That's not what you don't need a momentum to do what I did. I'm not erasing the memory, I'm adding to it, and the base power allows me to do that.
Yeah, let's see what that's yeah, you know what? Yeah. My issue with that, and this is just a personal issue, is like you have to erase it to change it.
I actually see the sentence.
Okay.
There we go. Altering a memory allows him to add or change an important person, object, or location within that memory. Alter other significant details such as time of day or year of the event occurred, or add noteworthy details. So I can add a person, me, to that location. I'm not changing the result of the memory, which is his parents are dead and he lived. I'm just adding myself and changing some circumstance, but the end result is the same, so the memory can stay.
Yeah, okay.
But I'll probably want momentum to really stick. I'm the hero.
All right. There you go. I think that's the end of this. Yes, it is.
Yeah, that's it. All right. So a couple of these powers are nice, but you have to be so hardcore, high level nonsense to actually get the really good stuff. That it's very much like a Star Wars D20 force powers between dark side and light side. The dark side starts off real strong out of the gate. Real strong. But eventually, as the levels go up, the light side ends up being more powerful. And I never understood that because, I just killed the light side guy early, and in this game I have black fire that can't be put out, that can go over an area. And what do you have? You can heal someone's mental wound, take away a dread. Dude, I lit them on fire. You can't take away that much dread. Sorry. They're on fire with black fire of Satan. And are you going to make them feel better about it? That's fine. whatever. So yeah, this whole art thing is imbalanced with dark symmetry.
At least in the core book.
Yeah, at least in the core.
You know, I unfortunately, when Modiphius had that fire sale, as I mentioned before, they screwed up my order, so I had to wait 24 hours before I could have it processed through right. So I didn't get all the books, but I think one of the books I didn't get was a Brotherhood book, and I'm sure in there's more. Because remember, there's also only
there's all those other Spectrum. So you know, there's three more that we don't have.
Yeah. So, but we'll see. You know, I'm sure somebody will put in chat or in a comment somewhere about how it's awesome and how. There we go. Actually, yeah. First of all, subscribe.
Sure.
And before Heathen Dog gets to some of the comments that we have here, put it in the chat or put it in the comments. What makes being following the art of the light, being a member of the Brotherhood, better than being a heretic? Other than well, people don't like you as a heretic. I'll get over that.
Yeah.
What is, since remember, heretics can be a player character.
Yes.
So why would I pick somebody from the Brotherhood and not a heretic?
Heretic seems like a better deal out of the gate. So I don't know. Anyway, let's take a look at Noro. Hit the like button. Thinks it's a great idea for Max to spend his time with me streaming on our anniversary. Every like this video gets, Max will be whipped. And that is in perpetuity. So every single day she will check the likes on this video. And for every time you get more likes, he gets more slaps.
By the way, that whipped is whipped cream.
Nope. It is whipped with a sock full of quarters.
Wow.
And of course, Nerdy says, I can hit like once. Oh, it's sad.
We'll have multiple accounts.
There you go. Then Killraven says, this Spectrum nonsense is giving me flashbacks to horrible Green Lantern comments. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And that was my avarice comment, because in DC Comics, the orange spectrum of light was avarice, where green is willpower, pink is red, or pink is love, red is anger, green was avarice. I mean, orange was avarice. So that's what I did. And then Matt says, who would win in a good guy off? Space Marines, Coalition, or Inquisitors? Space Marines. I gotta say Space Marines, because Space Marines are they're more force of nature. They kind of like hit a battlefield and just wash over everything. Most Space Marines don't even care about collateral damage.
So I don't know enough about Space Marine.
They
other than what I see on meme videos.
Yeah, they are. Think of Space Marines like burning a field of corn because it has a plague.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll get rid of the plague, but you also now have absolutely no corn. That's what Space Marines do. They get rid of the plague, and then by doing it, they kill all the corn. And you just now have a new problem. Whereas Coalition, they'll at least try to save humans. And the Inquisitors, well, if they have no good guys left, there's no one to inquisit. So why would they do that?
We won't cover it until your segment 2, but when we go through the comments, there are a bunch of comments people talk. Would you say relating your Coalition commentary to real world issues? And I was like, exactly. So that's kind of how I felt as well. Were those the only comments, or we got more?
Mm-hmm. That was it.
All right. Well, then I guess get ready for the next segment. Remember that? There you go.